Hey everybody, welcome back to another reaction video. Estamos de vuelta con nuestros chicos de Santos Bravos. I know I had been keeping you guys waiting for this reaction, but I'm finally, I know 2 months late, 3 months late, finally gonna watch their performance de los Días de los Muertos where they sang Porciento, their only song that's out right now. But I didn't even know that they had performed this until somebody mentioned it in the comments and then linked me. So thank you for mentioning that and linking me the video. I think it's like the only one that's up on YouTube right now. So which is crazy that it didn't get uploaded to the official channel. But they made an appearance at the, I think it was the Canal de las Estrellas, because that's what it says on the logo, even though the video is backwards, which I'm guessing is for copyright. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at the video, the performance of Porciento, and then we're gonna also talk about what they just dropped on their Instagram. If you guys haven't seen it, the little reveal of each character's archetypes. So we're gonna talk about that after we watch the performance. But anyways, without further ado, our boys of Santos Bravos with their smash hit 0%, la nueva generación del pop latino. ¡Woo! Todas las fans.
Vístete que hoy vamos a salir. Sí. Te tengo un plan, imagina, you and me. En el camión con tu canción en repeat. Dame una sonrisita, bebé, que te veo bonita, feliz. Yo solito me río. Cuando me dicen esto no es vida. Si me ven amanecido, déjenme que ahí es donde quiero estar. El sol va saliendo, tengo el celular en 0%, pero no pasa nada. No tengo video, pero esta noche no se nos va a olvidar dónde quiero estar.
You can hear like Kenneth in the background. Ah, Drew, I love his voice. Oh, he kept it.
Déjalo que digan, que la gente siempre va a hablar. El que puede, puede, y el que no va a criticar. Sí. Yo solito me río.
Oh, I like that.
Cuando me dicen que esto no es vida.
Oh. I love the harmonies. I love Kenneth's back vocals. Howie with the vibrato. Ale. Ooh, the ad-libs. Howie with the ad-libs. Kawhi's ad-libs. Kawhi's ad-libs are so good. I was a little confused at the beginning because I'm like, I've noticed that it happens with every performance that I've seen of theirs. When Gabi starts, because of his tone of voice, it almost sounds like it's a backtrack. It almost sounds like he's lip syncing, because I don't know if it's a combination of the sound engineering and also his tone of voice, that it kind of sounds muffled. So that's why I'm saying it sounds like it's a playback. It sounds like he's lip syncing, but then when it gets into Alice's part, you could hear it, since it's a different pitch, you could hear that it's live. I'm not saying that Gabby's lip syncing, but I'm just saying like he's so stable in his vocals that I'm like, is this the CD? Again, he ate the CD because he sounds exactly the same as like well, not the recording, but he sounds the same in each performance, which is good. But I love Kenneth's backup vocals when he's like, "Donde quiero estar." I love like the layering vocals that Kenneth is doing, but I also loved Kawa's ad-libs with the high notes, and I could kind of tell when he was gonna do it, because you know when you're in the rhythm you kind of catch it. But he sounds so beautiful. His vocal sounds so beautiful when he does the donde quiero estar, you know, like the high pitch. Such control. And obviously my boy Drew, he sounds so clean. Like his vocals are so clean and crisp. You can't deny that he's like, it definitely improved since when he started. But I also love their energy when they're doing the performance, because you know, after performing only this one song constantly for, I mean, they haven't had that many live performances, but it's the only song they've been performing. It's sometimes like some artists get into the habit of just like half doing it and just being like lazy about it. But I love that they're still doing like the full out choreo with like full power. The leg kicks are like, you could see like they're rising off of the floor and like jumping. I like how energetic the performance was, but like the vocals were vocaling and our boys were doing their thing. So it was a good performance. But obviously right now my favorite is their performances that they did on their Christmas special, because vocals. But anyways, I wanted to talk about also, I mentioned like the Instagram story, but really quick, I wanted to mention another reason I'm excited for whatever they're gonna drop in January is because it's kind of gonna not overlap, but somewhat coincide with other releases from Hive artists, because I have mentioned before what Hive likes to do to promote the artists. They do each other's challenges, so that way each fan base gets visibility to the other artists, and they're like, oh, who's this? Like, oh, I like this song, it's kind of boppy, or like, oh my gosh, that guy's cute, let me check him out. Things like that. So I'm excited for whatever their next single they're gonna drop, if it's a single or if it's like a mini album, we don't know yet. But I'm excited for 2 reasons. One, Cat's Eye just dropped their single for Internet Girl. And I know that they got to, like, Santos Bravos got to go to the Cat's Eye's Mexico show. So we got our Cat's Eye Santos Bravos interaction that we were waiting for. So that's awesome, because they got to meet backstage and they got to see them perform. But also, I saw Kenneth's latest TikTok to the sound, eat zucchini, eat zucchini. Do you read me? Like the emoji. But anyways, I'm like, Kenneth, do you know what that means? Like, I don't know if he knows what that means. And if he doesn't, bless his heart. But if he does, I'm like, should you be singing that? I don't know. But anyways, I'm excited for that, because since they just dropped that single and obviously they met, and Santos Bravos is going to drop whatever they're dropping, we don't know if they recorded something backstage that's going to be dropped once Santos Bravos release drops, you know, because whenever Hive artists meet, we obviously know that all the TikToks and like challenges are taped way beforehand, and then once the single drops, they start dropping the videos of everybody that challenge. So I'm hoping that we get a Santos Bravos / Cat's Eye collab doing each other's challenges, but I don't know yet. The second reason also is because Hyphen is doing a comeback. I think it's next week, so it's within that same window, pretty close to Santos Bravos. So we don't know if we're gonna get, obviously they're not gonna, unless we don't know if like for some reason Santos Bravos gets flown to Korea. We don't know, but as of now they've been very, very quiet. But anyways, since the comebacks are pretty close to each other, we could see Santos Bravos doing an Hyphen challenge, and we could see an Hyphen doing a Santos Bravos challenge. So that's something else exciting to look forward to. But yeah, those are the two things that I kind of wanted to like mention. So let's see what else other surprises January brings us, because other than what they've been posting on socials, it's back to like kind of like a break for them. It's quiet, and when it's quiet as far as like no news updates of what they're working on, it's dangerous, because then that means like obviously they're gonna start dropping the concept images, and then we're gonna get like any teasers that they might drop. So I'm excited for that. But anyways, last thing I want to talk about is the Santos Bravos latest Instagram post or social media post, because they did it on all their socials. The archetype reveals. Obviously, it's kind of, if you look at the symbol, the SV with the little angel and the little horns, the Santos Bravos sign. With this video, they kind of like deconstructed it and made it like a part of the symbol fits each member. So we're going to talk about the archetypes, okay? I even wrote it down because I knew I was going to forget them, so I wrote them down. So starting with our boy Drew, he was giving the fire that starts it all. So obviously, I don't even know how these are my interpretations. So obviously, you guys are free to interpret it however you interpret it. But to me, the way that they gave Drew the archetype of the fire that starts it off, it's almost kind of like, obviously we know he's like the best dancer of the group, the dance lead. He's also the oldest, but it's like he's the one that motivates the team, you know? He's the one that like gets them fired up. And like we kind of saw that in his personality towards the last couple of episodes when I think it was the Suave challenge, that he was challenging all the other dancers, like, you guys need to step it up. Like, they shouldn't be telling us to do the step over and over. You should get it by now. So I feel like that's kind of like how he represents his fire, like his passion for like the art for what he does, but also kind of like motivating the rest of the team. So he's kind of like the spark that kicks everybody into gear, you know? And then they gave Gavi what did I write? Oh my God, what did I write? I don't know what I wrote, you guys. But part of it was presence, magnetism, and mystery. Yeah, I don't know what but anyways, Gabi is like the presence, magnetism, and mystery, which kind of fits to what I've been saying, that he's kind of, obviously they're all good looking, but I feel like he was specifically handpicked and scouted because of his visuals, because he has this thing about him that just that draws you to him, you know? Obviously he's a good looking boy, but he is like such a silly goose and like so random. Our favorite Shakiro, he's titled himself Shakiro. But anyways, it's like, I don't know about you guys, but for me personally, like, I'm drawn to his features, not because I'm like, oh, shallow, like, oh my God, he's so handsome, but it's like, he just has this mischievous personality that like draws you in. And also like the eyebrows, you know, and he's good looking, and he's got the vocals, and obviously he's got the body, but that's why it's like, he's got this presence, he's got this magnitude, because he draws people in into like, whether it's by his looks or by his quirky personality, or just like how he's like so friendly and lovable, he like draws you in. So that's kind of like his role in the group. He's kind of like the one you're like, who is that silly cute blonde guy with the thick eyebrows, you know? And then we have our boy Ale, the key, direction, balance, and alignment. So like, why, that's kind of why I kind of goes into how I keep on saying like he's the all-rounder, like the center. Obviously when in performances, obviously we saw it a lot during the show, he was always giving like the center position. When it was like the V position, he was always the center. He would either kick off the vocals or he would kick off the choreo. When it was like the main vocals or the main chorus, he was like the center, the key, you know? So I feel like that fits with what they're portraying his archetype to be, the key. direction, balance, and alignment. Obviously, if you're the center, you balance the team out. Alignment. So he's kind of, it also fits with his age. If you're looking at like the different age ranges of the boys, it's like we have Kenneth, Kawe, Gavi, and then it's Ale and Drew. So Ale is kind of like not the middle. The middle would be Kawe, but I feel like since he's well-rounded, obviously he's had experience, been working on his music, he's released his own solo music on his own. He's got a little bit more tenured, like with music and how it works, and like how I've mentioned, you could tell that he's feeling the music from his heart. But I feel like the other members also kind of like tap into that, like, okay, I need to perform it this specific way, and he kind of like rounds them all out. So that's why I feel like he was given the title of the key of like balance and harmony and alignment, because he kind of like balances both ends, like both the singers and the dancers. He kind of like brings them together, and they're like all mesh well together. That's how I'm interpreting it. And then we have Kawe, the echo of the soul, translating feeling into sound. Like, it can't get any more perfect, because we know he's a lead vocalist, but also all you guys have noticed that when I've said it, but also like yourselves, you have experienced that when Kawe sings, from his lower register to his higher register, the way he sings, the octaves he hits, and like the runs that he hits, the vibrato, and like I mentioned, he's like our R&B singer. He's got soul in his bones. Like, he sings with soul, and literally he puts sound into feeling. Like, he makes you feel like when he's hitting those notes and doing those runs and like sounding amazing. I mean, you guys have noticed, he gives me goosebumps. Like, I get shivers, and I'm like, oh my God, like I can feel the music coursing through this guy's body, and he's just like sending it out to the fans. So that description to him is like perfect. He definitely is the echo of the soul. And then last but not least, our boy Kenneth, little boy Kenneth, the free heart, curious, spontaneous, unafraid to feel. And also his fits perfectly, because, you know, he's the youngest. He's as most youngest siblings of any family. They get away with whatever, with murder. You know, he can be mischievous, he can be like a little brat. Not that he is, but he could be if he wanted to, and they would let him get away with it, because he's like Macne. So he gets spoiled a little bit by the rest of the members, you know. And at the same time, he's curious, he's learning new things. Just like with us, when the show started, he said at first he wanted to be a solo singer, but now being with this group of guys and being around them, he's like, they're my brothers. It's like a brotherhood. I didn't know that this was a possibility that I would want, and now I want it. So you could see his curiosity, because he's always like soaking everything in. All the direction that they were giving him throughout the trainings, he was soaking it in and just like taking it in and like applying it. So that shows his curiosity, and always, obviously, the spontaneousness goes with his personality, how he's just like, he keeps the boys on their toes, and also unafraid to feel, because when you're young, you're kind of fearless. You're not afraid to try things out, and like, let's see what happens. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but I'm gonna give it a try, you know. So I feel like these archetypes fit each member perfectly. I don't know how long they have been planning like this little release, and obviously these are a little bit like of the things that they saw in the members when they were doing the selections to see who was going to be in the group, and to see like if the personalities were going to mesh, you know, if they're going to be able to work well with each other and balance each other out. Because when you're in a group, and like obviously we know they live together, you have to get along, and it has to be, that relationship has to be genuine, because it shows when you're on stage. You can only fake it so much, where the fans, to the point where the fans can know, okay, this is either like a group that treats each other like family, or it's a group that's just like contractually obligated to be with each other and pretend to be friends, but they're not really friends. And with these 5 guys, we can tell that they're actually friends. They actually get along, they like each other, they're learning about each other, they're learning about their cultures, they're learning different languages from each other. Obviously they're going to have disagreements and things like that, but they're learning how how to work with each other and how to communicate and work through those issues. So I feel like it's a perfect balance between all of them with these archetypes. But also, when I saw like the little logos, I'm like, is this like, because we all joke that they're the Power Rangers because the rooms have like different colors. We're like, I thought like, are these like our Power Ranger powers for each member? The key, the echo, what was the other one? The fire, presence, the free heart. It's almost like Power Ranger powers that go with each color. But anyways, once you fuse each little part that goes to each member, it creates the Santos Bravos logo. So I think that was a pretty creative marketing idea, and also like a good way to get the fans excited while we wait for the next music drop. Because even though we're seeing like them film, like little videos, short content on their socials, we really don't have an update on their music. And just like them dropping stuff like this, it gets the fans excited again for like, oh my God, what is this? Like, this is new, something new to talk about. What's coming to happen? So I just wanted to share that with you guys, my thoughts on that little video with the archetypes for the 5 members. Let me know what your thoughts are on the different descriptions for the members, if you think they fit with them, or if you fit like, or why do you think it fits them, or why you don't think it fits them. And then the last thing I wanted to mention, I have a complaint to make towards our boy Alejandro Aramburu. I don't know what was the reason he felt that he needed to attack us before he left Lima, Peru, but those photos that he uploaded to his Instagram were uncalled for. I was not ready to see those photos, and it was not necessary to attack half of the fandom, or if not most of the fandom, with those photographs. So sir, the audacity, how dare you? Anyways, those are my thoughts for the day. Hopefully we get more things that I can post about. Obviously, for like I mentioned, right now it's kind of like quiet, but when it's quiet, you guys need to prepare. You need to prepare yourself, because what's gonna come, I feel like it's gonna be round 2, or we're getting our minds blown. Like, if you thought Porciento was catchy, I'm certain that the next music drop is gonna blow our minds. But anyways, let me know what you guys thought in the comments, and I'll see you next time.